lighter tones, and then someone else's. Rachel stilled, the sound going through her, painful as a sliver of glass pushed beneath her skin. A masculine voice, one that used to be deep and rich, full of laughter and bright with optimism. A warm, encouraging, friendly voice. One that used to make her heart feel lighter whenever she heard it. But now it sounded dark, with a roughness that hadn't been there before, like the voice of someone unused to speaking aloud. Levi. A shiver ran the entire length of her body. He was here, only a few feet away, after 8 years. Come on, you have to do this. Stop being such a fucking coward. She forced herself to move forward, past the metal shelf, heading down toward the end of the garage where a long workshop counter was positioned against the wall, beneath a massive row of grimy windows, some with different colored panes of glass. The summer sun was shining through those windows, illuminating Zoe, small and slender, her black hair pulled back in a ponytail, sitting on the counter with her legs dangling. Beside her was Gideon in his blue overalls, all shaggy black hair and heavily muscled shoulders, leaning back with his arms folded. Another man stood with his back to her. He was as tall as Gideon, which was pretty goddamn tall at nearly 6'4", and built just as massively. The cotton of his black t-shirt stretched over shoulders that would have done a gladiator proud, while his jeans hung low on his lean hips. The combination of sun through the dirty windows and harsh fluorescent lighting of the garage drew out shades of tawny and deep gold in his shaggy dark hair. Her heart twisted painfully hard. She remembered those shoulders, that lean waist, that dark hair turning gold in some lights. Except he'd been not quite as built back then. He'd been thinner, more greyhound than Rottweiler, and his hair had been cut short. He's changed. Well, of course he had. No one went to prison for 8 years and came out the same person. Perhaps if you'd even gone to see him once in all that time. She blinked hard, digging her nails deeper, using the pain to focus once more. And maybe she'd made a sound of some kind, an inadvertent gasp or the soles of her platform motorcycle boots scraping on the rough concrete floor, because suddenly, the man standing there with his back to her swung around. She stopped dead, as if that sliver of glass had finally reached her heart. Levi looked the same, exactly the same, still shockingly handsome with the strong line of his jaw, now rough with deep gold stubble and high, sculpted cheekbones, straight nose and long, deeply sensual mouth, silver blue eyes that... Her breath caught, glass cutting straight through her heart and out the other side. No, she was wrong. He didn't look the same. Not at all. There were lines around his mouth and eyes, lines that hadn't been there before, and that wasn't due to age. That was something more. There was a ring piercing one straight, dark eyebrow, and beneath that, it looked like his eye had turned completely black, his pupil huge, a thin ring of silver blue circling it. She couldn't stop looking, couldn't stop staring, the shock of seeing him hitting her like a wrecking ball. And then there were more shocks, more blows, as the differences in him began to filter through her consciousness. The piercing, that one dark eye, the width of his shoulders and the way his t-shirt molded over a chest and stomach ridged with hard muscle. And his arms. Jesus, his tattoos. Around each powerful arm was a series of black bands, each one decreasing in width until the bands around his wrists were merely black lines. They were simple, beautiful, highlighting the strength of biceps, forearms, and wrists, and the deep, dark gold of his skin. When the hell had he gotten those? Levi had never wanted tattoos, no matter how much she'd told him they'd suit him.